What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. Welcome to the thrilling conclusion of the Element 2 Open qualifiers for Rainbow Six Siege. After days of intense battles, today marks the decisive playday where teams will clash for the chance to advance. The stakes are high, and the strategies are honed, and the excitement is palpable. Get ready for an action-packed showdown where only the most skilled and strategic teams will secure their spot in the next phase. I am the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, my partner and co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. Say hello, Whiskey.
Welcome, everyone, to Element 2. We're in the Open Qualifier number 2, the second time we're seeing 64 teams try and fight their way down to the final 2. We've gone through 2 days of solid play days here, just running through these teams, and we are down to the final 6. 6 out of the original 64 here in the Phase 2, and by the end of the night tonight, we are going to have 2. One in the upper bracket final that should be taking place on one of the other channels, and then 2 of these lower bracket games where the teams are going to fight their way for that final spot into the 16 total teams invited for Phase 2 of Element 2 in that Swiss bracket, and that, I think, is getting started this week, as a matter of fact. But tonight, we're bringing you one of the lower bracket semifinal games. We're seeing 1HP take on DIABLO. And both of these teams have had a heck of a run to get here so far. But I think for me, DIABLO is the team that has had this like magic run. They lost to the Pokey Gang, who's playing in the upper bracket final right now, as their first loss, going down to the lower bracket in the round of 32. And they have been the lower bracket dark horse, fighting their way all the way in the lower bracket, winning every game up until this point. I mean, it's reminiscent of like G2 during SI in 2023, where they dominated the lower bracket to come back to win. So they feel like they got everything going right now. So it's looking good, and we are going to Clubhouse for that first map.
All right, Clubhouse. We love that map. Ban wise, probably going to be some standards, right? You know that we like to get Monty out of there. He's essential, or not essential. He's really great for that push up into garage. We've seen them through the push through dirt, any sort of that hatch dropping shenanigans. I don't know if we'll see him banned out, but it's definitely a possibility. Dokkaebi and Ying also just huge operators. This is a map that has the potential for some great flank spots. And fortunately, we've got to catch quite a few of those just recently while we've been casting here in ET.
That's right. Oh, and here we are, finally starting off this match. I feel like seeing Maverick is one of those players that seems like is banned out pretty regularly on this map as a sort of a dark horse, but no way. Are we gonna see the same hard breach strat here at 1 HP? We casted them versus Mouse 1 last night, and they banned out the hard breaches, and it really turned that game into a very strange, very defensive sided game, as we saw all kinds of weird strats coming out to deal with the lack of hard breach. Thermite, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, well, what I love about Thermite is if you're playing in that 2F location, doesn't matter, CCTV or gym bedroom, that's going to make it a bit more difficult to do the standard split push that you see. A lot of times when you're in that gym bedroom or when you're in CCTV, you'll see both the Ace and the Thermite being utilized to get a bit of that pinch push going on. So taking the Thermite out, that really stops, that doesn't stop it, but it changes the way, like you said, that you have to play it. Expect to see Hibana and Hibana and Maverick to be big parts of that if they implement that split push.
And so Fenrir and Solus as the defensive operators banned out. We saw Fenrir banned out really frequently. The interesting one, though, Solus, I'm pretty sure we saw at 1 HP play a lot of Solus, so that's an interesting ban, but it does leave Azami and Mira on the board, and those Azami holds downstairs in church have been really amazing to see. So this could be a pretty spicy match here, and it is a best of one. The winner goes on to continue in the lower bracket. The loser, this is double elimination. They're going home at that point.
Ooh. It's a fun little site setup here. We're headed down to Church Arsenal's the primary. And going to bring out some fun operators, right? Mira, not banned out, which means, of course, hey, we're going to utilize her down here. Expect to watch that generator in blue area. And also the Mira that is standard to go on to the main stair. Capcan, bringing them out on step number 1. Thinking that we might see some aggression, and that is a great way to slow them down. A big focal point here for the attacking team is going to be that kitchen and hallway area as we start to get that verticality. It looks like Prov is going to be active, wanting to slow that down. On the, excuse me, you're going to start to see Buck coming in here. Get that vertical presence, waiting on potentially a little bit of sound cue that he can push in safely, and just like that, he's going to have that gym bedroom. He's going to be taking a look towards construction, where we see the breach charges being utilized early.
Yeah, for the most part, we're seeing the attacking team take complete vertical control with 1 HP, giving up the whole top site for free. Really focused on their little bit of first floor extension, but just a little bit. Only one player there playing first floor. Everybody else bunkered back down in the basement, but still wasting a little bit of time. Diablo wanting to make sure that there is no possibility of a roamer or a flank up there on the 2F that could slow that attack down. But looks like we've got Azami here on the first floor listening. Oh, the potential wallbang there. No, she nopes her way right back down to site. And I love that Kiba barrier to guard from the hatch play into the corner that we see Azami play in frequently.
Yeah, and she's got those impacts, so set up to do a little bit of tricking potentially on that kitchen hatch. We did bring can openers to help support that, because it does take 2 Selma charges to get through, so potential to not get that thing open if you don't have a backup. Ooh.
That, the long angle over top of the generator into church, that was a harsh one there. Nice shot there from safety.
Yep, and that's going to be 2 to fall as Azami also going to go down. The trade does happen. Rai going to take Terra out with the Vector. Little dome piece, and now we're going to start to see some of that verticality really be opened up. Trade out as Dasan takes...
Oh, yeah, go ahead. The flank here from Echo is a possibility, right? He's hiding in dirt. Nobody pushed dirt. Looks like he's going to get that Echo drone in place to stop the plant on what is in the default there in church. But no, he goes down, and safety grabs a double to finish it. Wow.
All right, one for the attackers, Ao.
Let's go.
Especially on a church hold, right? Not generally something that we're expecting to see. The pace has been set. Well said. And that's going to determine the winner here, right? Is who is going to be able to set the pace. Is it going to be attackers coming in with that aggression or that systematic breakdown? Or would it be the defense trying to slow them down? I think the clash play, I think that's a good way to do step number 2.
Well, and with Thermite banned out, right? You see the normal push there from the jacuzzi, from the main wall, the main breach. You don't see the Thermite push very often in the basement, so we didn't get to see how his ban is going to affect the game. So now we're up to the 2F site, gym bedroom, to see whether or not that Thermite ban is really going to change the playstyle. This could be the point where we see the attacking team have to make some adaptations to missing that hard breach.
And adaptation 1 already set as we're going to see the Hatch Queen on the board. Hibana going to help support Ace on that potential split push. A little bit of grenades coming out in the Finca. Health, which was absent yesterday in the matches that we were casting.
That's
so
right.
as Safety comes on here, he's going to try to bring a bit of that health cocktail. On the defensive side of it, though, we are talking slow down city. We're still going to use the Mira up top in that gym bedroom hole, potentially with the Mira on construction. And Azami helps set up that trench warfare and Clash to support that trench.
Well, and I think without the Thermite on the board, too, I think bringing the Thatcher becomes more important because your hard breach utility is a little bit more limited. You do have Hibana to bring all of those, all of her utility there, but you don't want to lose any of it to the breach denial. Now, of course, right now 1 HP didn't bring any, but Diablo wants to make sure that they're not have to worry about any of the other electronic gadgets in sight.
Yeah, Thatcher is just great for any sort of push, right? Because he can take out any of those gadgets. It could be or any of those electronic gadgets, excuse me. And of course, any of the BPs or anything that will come in. It's all impacts here. It's all impacts with C4. I didn't even realize it. What an explosive setup here by the defense.
Literally all explosive setup. Secondary utility here from the defending team. I love it.
Me too. Minute and 30 left on the board as we're 5-all apiece here. Which means as soon as what you're seeing is the attacking team getting set up to get themselves ready for an execute mustard to take Terror off the board. And that's going to be a huge first pick. Entry going over to 1 HP.
I thought we were going to see potentially Safety here. Nade from below. All of the nades gone. So now having to push up the stairs and try and catch one. Oh, but no, the Legion Mine going to give away the position at the same time. Oh, swarmed this attacking team.
No kidding, and it's all just on the shoulders of Legion now. Prov holding down in that Logi area is on a mirror. Does have, not Logi, excuse me, taking shots onto the Logi mirror behind.
They've got
now scores the plant going down.
They've got complete site control. They had Legion trapped out in construction. No possibility to get his way in. With Thatcher playing off the defense's own Mira. Great hatch drop, push up the stairs, the simultaneous push from 1 HP. made that look easy, and it took. We didn't see. I didn't see how Clash got taken down, but Diablo firing on all cylinders here when it comes to their attack. What a great way to start this round off. And like Terror said, to start off after that first round, to set the pace early and quickly.
Attackers need to locate
Yeah, 1 HP caught on the back foot with a bit of an underwhelming performance here on this first map. Well, not just first map. This is the best of one, so this is the chance, right? It's a make or break here. And so with that, they're going to head back down to the Church Arsenal setup, and it's going to be the exact same setup they brought before. 1 HP really thinking that they have got the plan to bring Church Arsenal around. The question is are they going to be able to stop this attack, or this aggressive attack, as they were almost all bunkered down for the last one. They were there and ready for the refrags and not able to capitalize on it.
5 seconds to go.
I guess we'll see. It's this Trap Ops Capcan hoping to prove the difference. The sixth man, if you will. A little bit of intel as the Echo comes out as well for that plant denial. What you think, Mr. Whiskey? You think this is going to be the defense that's going to be able to break this aggression?
It's a good question. Having the Capcan out there, I don't think we've heard any of his traps come off, so really not really getting anything out of that utility. It's been unfortunate for a trap op there. We've seen a lot more conversion rate in utility there for Legion. Is it going to be enough? That's a great question. We've seen the Diablo team is just playing very aggressively, and the coordinated push seemed to be taking the 1 HP team off guard. And right now, it wasn't feeling like they've made enough adaptations yet to show us that they could win this match.
Yeah, really spread out by the attacking team here as they're making sure to get the full coverage of the map. We talked about the flank being pretty prevalent here on Clubhouse, so the attacking team really doing a great job of saying no. They are going to start getting, was that dirt open?
I think so.
Yep, so a bit of that split push here. Catch Queen going to start getting active on that Moto. And Kitchen Hatch, give them some of that verticality. As Pangu says, it is so vital and important, especially for attacking a downstairs stat. You don't want to funnel yourself through the doorways and just be the easy kill.
That angle just above the barricade there, it looked like they've potentially got an angle through the floor on that position.
Maybe. Jeez. We'll start to see some of those Wamai discs get utilized here as the flashes and grenades are trying to flush Rai off this mirror position. Ineffectively, however, because he is still able to hold in such a powerful position, waiting for that hatch drop. And there's one of them. It's going to be Ace coming in, and he's going to catch him on the shoulder. It's going to be the crossfire trying to take him back out. Rai to find terror on the C4.
Yeah, that was the kill that this defense needed, but oh no, all down to Wamai again, and he is trapped in the corner.
Yep, that's the
plant going down.
Jeez. Attacking team really just looking better here. Unfortunate, right? The defense is not showing up on two of the sites that we probably expected the defense to be able to take. Church and Arsenal twice and upstairs in the gym bedroom, and that's going to be the potential round rotate for the first half.
Yeah, I think it's unlikely we're going to see the 1 HP team take us to bar stage unless they really are thinking that's going to be something special to catch this attacking team off guard. So up to CCTV. Boy, yeah, I think you're right. Hoping that they were going to get an adaptation there and win one of those defenses down in the basement, but it didn't feel like they had the setup at all. I mean, in the setup there at the beginning of the match, we talked about Diablo just being the lower bracket demons and on a roll, and that seems to have some sort of maybe a mental edge right now with this 1 HP team.
Lower bracket buff. Is that what you're saying? They got the lower bracket buff going on right now?
It's potential, yeah.
Yep, I like it. So we're going to see Azami back out here for round number 4. She's going to be pretty vital for holding that catwalk area. No shield on the board to help support that. Kind of expected maybe to see a Capital, but these guys are firing on all cylinders. They're going to opt for the same operators they brought for Gym Bedroom and the Church Arsenal hold. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to send in a still on the double hard breach. Ooh, there we go. Reno onto Terror.
And that's a great kill, right? We had Legion was upstairs. The 1 HP team hadn't shown a very large roam game, and so now with Legion upstairs hiding out in Gym Bedroom, that was a great piece that they were able to catch. Great kill to start off.
Yeah, now body bounce tipped in favor of the defense, and that, like you said, that's exactly what they need. Gonna be pulling out the Hibana to open up this breach a little bit more, but the Impact's just doing their job. Now, wasted a ton. Summer Charge is still on the board. It was great to use. Still plenty more where that came from. They are just going to keep this wall closed. Ace now going to fall as Reno takes Devious off the board. Woo!
How much hard breach utility are they going to throw at that main wall? No, Hibana is going to rotate around to take an alternative tact here because there was a ton of explosives, right? This defensive team, again, bringing all of the nades and focusing on keeping that wall closed. And they've got a good setup there with Wamai and all of his magnets and the Azami Kiba barriers, keeping the catwalk clear. That's a tough position to push at this point.
Yeah. Yep, you said it. No nades, no fires, no nothing. Do have Hibana where they could still open up that bottom garage area to take a shot there, but ooh, Safety gonna take Prob off the board, even up that body bounce, take us to a 3-3 with just under a minute left on the board. Be Safety on the scenic route, get himself back outside, get up on the window to take some of that coverage.
Yeah, gonna see the rotate through. This is gonna be a construction. There's gonna be a construction push and execute because now looks like they do have one of the holes open into construction, but the defense has got all of the angles and they can't. This attacking team can't really split push because they've got no garage control. They don't have main breach open, and lots of coverage here from the defending team.
Yep, now the location given away is that Legion Goo goes into the foot of the construction push and it's the hop in from the window. Oh, there's a triple kill as Safety is just getting active now into a 2v2 situation, and it is just going to rain down hell. 1 HP going to finally get themselves onto the board as they prove a little bit of adaptability.
There it is. Finally, we see the 1 HP team get together and pull out a win, and that one was all on the back of that explosive utility and the impact tricking there taking place on that main breach in the garage hole to force the attacking team to try to go through Gym Bedroom and construction to make a push, but it was not enough. Good angles held there by the defense. That was a well-played round.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. And their first one, which is going to get them a little bit of potential momentum in their favor as they head back down for the third attempt of Church Arsenal. Now, do we see some adaptability out of it? Yes, we do. Mira off the board, going to opt for some Valkyrie intel and some area denial of smoke to help. So it's double up on the intel with Echo and Valkyrie. A little bit of slowdown with Legion and a little bit of no, you won't with smoke. On the attacking side of it, still not a bunch of dedicated verticality here, right? You don't see the sledge, you don't see the buck, you don't even see the ram. What you see is Devious pulling out the Grim, which is going to flood the site with bees for a potential really aggressive drop is what I'm thinking. Oh, already the gunfight starting to ring out as the zombie getting active from the catwalk.
Yeah, we definitely see a bit more of the top floor presence here from the defense on this round. Committed more bodies, more utility here for the top.
Man, that's going to be Grim off the board. There goes your intel for that push. Going to have to do a bit of a redirect here, and it's going to be the nade to come in. Ooh, not going to find anything. Is going to get the down, however, onto Echo. What a shot. It is going to get completed, taking us to a 4v2, a 3v2. Big Talk's going to find Mustard. It's in the first minute of gameplay. Sheesh.
This round moving much faster from a kill perspective than some of the previous rounds here, and still we're seeing Diablo team trying to get themselves the upper map control, trying to get themselves set up for the execute, but with no hard breach. Don't know if Hibana was able to get many of these hatches open. Going to be forced to deal with Legion Goos and potentially some stair pushes. We've got Moto Hatch open, but I don't know if that's enough with the 2 players.
Well, it's going to be a tough because in that close quarter combat arena, the shotgun is king, and Prov is there sitting, waiting for the swing. Got a minute and a half left, and it's going to be Big Talks to take a little bit of damage. He does suss him out. Get ready for the drop, Whiskey.
The big weapon that Diablo is bringing, though, is safe at 11, 1, and 2. He's only been killed once in this entire game so far, and we're on round 5.
Oh, shotgun not going to be a difference, but the cross is held up, so now put ourselves into a 2v1 situation. There's 1 HP looking to find their second round. You're going to have to deal with the rat angle at the bottom. Oh,
what a shot!
What a shot. Definitely rips off Dasan's face, and now we put ourselves into that classic 1v1 scenario, but he's not going to be able to prone through. There we go.
He does have diffuser, but obviously Legion knows exactly where he is at. Plant going down. Oh, he gets off the plant. There's still 30 seconds left, so they have some time to take this fight.
Yeah, and they have just got him yellow pinged for days, and it's going to be the sneaky push up, and they're going to catch that pretty easy.
Right.
The distraction with the impact over the top, he was being alive, yellow pinged constantly and consistently, and that's going to be 1 HP catching their second one, hoping to put themselves on an even scoreline before we get to the half.
I think the big change up there that seemed like it worked, like you said, right at the end of the yellow pings, doubling up on the intel game from the 1 HP side, opting not to bring the Mira. The Mira window couldn't be used against him like we've seen in one of the previous rounds. Focus on the cam work and all of the intel that was available. That seemed like that was the difference maker there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the adaptability, and that's what you have to have in a best of one. There's only really one shot to get it right, and if you start slow, you got to have the presence of mind to change the strat and try to throw off the attacking team, and I think 1 HP has done just that. Now we are going back to gym and bedroom, back to the hold that they were trying on the last time, but they are going to bring some Breach Denial this time. We're going to see Bandit on the board.
Also, I think good call, right? I mean, relying on just the impact nades to prevent the breach was a strategy that was very effective in the CCTV site. But I think breach denial plus Bandit's not a bad operator to have on the board anyway. That
Agreed.
MP7, love that gun.
Yeah, smacka. On the and with the Hibana on the board, and now that you can take it down into just firing 2 pellets, you get your initial breach open, part of it, and then you can just waste every impact by two in it up. Send 2 pellets out, waste the impact. Send 2 pellets out, waste the impact. Reno going to be the first to fall as Devious going to find his dome piece, putting us into a 4v5 situation. This is Zombie going to get spotted out in Logi. Good place for her to really start to set that bunker, that trench warfare. Logistical is a classic place to push, and Safey holding the angle, hoping to catch somebody slipping, but I don't know that he knows he has somebody close.
They maybe have a piece of intel there, but yeah, Mira just good at gun control, just good trigger discipline, just sitting and waiting, not giving away that position and peeking. Wasn't the right time. Still plenty of round left.
Yeah, minute 45 on the board. Body balance is, however, tipped back in favor of the attacking team. And you said it, 12 and 2 is Safey sitting at. That's got to be the win conditions for this 1 HP team. Stop him, win round.
That's right. So Bandit giving up the main wall. Still got 2 batteries in place. Going to try and keep this mirror window alive, though. That's the PC utility that they're going to need to be able to hold on to be able to protect this bathroom and hopefully hold the site.
Yep, a little bit of damage done onto Prov as they knew that he was sitting in the bathroom behind that mirror. Standard, right? Obviously.
Yep.
But he's going to be able to preserve his life. 3/4 health still on the board for him. So we finally get down to this last minute of gameplay. This attacking team getting set up for the execute. Got to try to flush out this Azami. Ooh. Womai just going to prevent that grenade from doing just that thing. Oh, imagine that takes you out. That would be crazy.
Wow. Yeah, and the frag grenades available. So now Terror has lost both of his, but he's able to claim Mustard. We're thinking maybe going to use one for the bathroom, but no. It looks like they've got Womai trapped in the corner. I don't think that was intentional.
I don't think it might have been intentional either, as he looked like he was getting ready to make the swing. But with 20 seconds left, Whiskey, it's 4v3. This is very winnable for this defensive team. Is all we got to do is stall him out. Ride and find the Vector kill Hassan to find it onto Devious. Terror to trade it out on Hassan. 10 seconds left in a 2v2. Need the C4 prime prep and ready. It's all on the shoulders of Rai. Plant starting to go down. He's going to have to make a move here. Oh my lord, not
They shot the C4!
Oh
it's
my
shot.
Lord, what a freaking shot. And that was all coming up attack team there as everything was heading in their favor. Shoot the C4, get the plant, cross set up, pre-fire, and Bob's your uncle.
Wow, what a C4 shot there. Mira's toss right into the center of that the planter and the coverage. If they had missed it, that would have been the round there for the defense. Great try by Rai, and not having a bad game either. 6-5-0. But right now nobody is matching Safi for that 12-3. Right now the clear leader. So I know sometimes we talk about taking one of the top frags off the board, but it feels like that is a pretty important piece of this defense. Can they, their opportunity to win was only when they had him off the board. But we're on the side swap now, so what do you think's going to happen here as we see Diablo take their first defense and 1 HP on attack?
Well, here's what I love, Whiskey, is they are up on the score line, on the split going into the half. They're going into their defense, and so what they're going to do is they're going to take a second to talk about what the next 3 rounds should look like, because this is a defensive-sided map. All they got to do is really play the bunker down strat and win your ones, and I think that they've already been demonstrating a good job at it. I think you're right. 1 HP, they need to take Safi off the board to have a chance of bringing this back.
Agreed. That's a great place to start. And so, where are we going? Back to the same site, starting off on the Jib bedroom defense, and bringing some of the same operators. So that's why potentially Mira was not banned out, and we opted for the Soulless and the Fenrir instead, because if safety is potentially one of the kill leaders for this team, obviously an integral part of this team. And mains Mira, definitely want to keep her on the board.
Yeah, Safi with a Vector in his hands. That idea is very scary. And now, yeah, it's a split. Diablo finding themselves up by 2. So they're going to start their defensive round, and we're going to see a little bit of slowdown. Opting for the Castle instead of the Azami, and the Jaeger instead of the Womai. Effectively, the same setup. On the attacking side, we are going to see a little bit difference here. No, outside of Habana, the Hatch Queen, no dedicated hard breach, no ace on the board. But we get to watch the devastating DMR action of the Dokkaebi, which I'm here for. We hardly ever get to see her played.
It's true. She is banned out so frequently that it's rare we get to see her actually played, but it's because she's got an outsized impact on the game. This defense, though, setting up with a pretty strong cash hold there. So, and Bandit tricking. Is he going to get it?
I think he twitted onto the left side, so a little bit of shenanigans, and he is going to get that thing open. Right, they impact EMP the left side, and so he forces himself to put on the trick on the left side, and then immediately impacts the right to get that thermite charge down, not giving the Bandit enough time, and getting that wall open. He did get his charge up, though, to help protect this Mira.
Yep, and good call there. That one's going to be a lot tougher to try and hit, and he's more well protected in that place. But vulnerable to the nades. Reno still having 1 on the board as a potential there. They can get, try and clear out this bathroom player with that nade.
Potentially. There's a hard surface that he's standing on, and you got 2 Jaeger ADSs up top. I'm saying he's probably pretty safe unless they get something in there to deal with that. Gonna have to burn it with those flashes before they attempt to push him out of there.
That's right. Hibana's got 3 in pocket, though, so definitely the possibility. But are we going to see the swing from Legion? No.
Rai sure seems to think so. He was primed and prepped ready on the window with that DMR to put one in the dome piece.
That's right.
And then with that grenade, not going to do enough damage, and they're going to take Devious is going to take Reno off the board. Health gone. 5-3 is we got 55 seconds left.
Out on highway, looking for the push in here, but my guess is they've got the jump in covered. Although, no, potentially Legion's out of position. No, there he is. He does have the jump in covered from the highway window. If Dokubi's going to try it, and she does, but wins the gunfight?
Terror. That one is going to live in your mind rent-free for quite a while. Now, he is going to back up to the door and potentially get picked up. Yep, there we go. Now into a 3v4, a 4v2.
This attacking team,
the body of Mustard.
They've basically got control here of the gym, and I don't know if they prepped that door. Did they prep it? They did. One. Not
so
that Devious needed it.
I love that castle setup, right? What he did is he hit that castle 8 times because it takes 9 to break it down. It was 1 hit ready to jump in with the surprise onto the member in gym bedroom, but the crossfire was set up. Didn't need it. There for the backup, and that, I think, is why Diablo is up by 3 and 1 away from their match point scenario.
It was a good setup there from the defense. You had Legion swinging the door from low, and then you had Castle standing up on top of the stack of drywall on paint cans, and the attacker wasn't going to be able to swing both at the same time, and it was a good cross there. Plus, the pressure from safety on that Castle door really was going to make the attackers, have to react and put them in harm's way.
So, heading down to Church Arsenals, Diablo trying to put themselves in match point. They are going to still opt for that mirror. Now, Safety considerably slowed down on the kills on the defensive side of it, as he only was able to find 1 on that last round. But still proving that he's a pivotal part here. And it's all the same ops here, except for we are seeing the Cade come out, which means there's going to be a bit more dedication towards keeping those hatches closed. Thatcher on the board, we'll have to burn some utility. But not in a full scenario for sure. And on the attacking side of it, going to bring Hibana along. She is critical for that hatch play. Buck on the backup and to help with that verticality, and that's the decisive difference here between the two teams. 1 HP opting to bring dedicated vertical ops in the Buck and the Sledge. Here we go this way.
Oh, from the main... Terra grabbing a double, both of the players on the jacuzzi wall. Terra taking them out. What a run. And droned out here in this position, but apparently feeling pretty safe with the location. Thatcher going to try and swing there. No, he's looking for that coverage there on main stairs, but Legion is rotated out of position.
Safety going to get taken off the board as Mustard going to find him, and that's going to get us equalized back up on the body count. Saab going to get active with Hibana. And now we sit 3-3 with 1 minute and 30 left on the board. Now, unfortunate. The DC is not going to affect the game currently, however. He's going to get his little bit of a restart, maybe some sort of bug going on. But now here's the hatch plays getting opened up. This is why we've got Thatcher on the board and Hibana. And honestly, the last 3 alive for this attacking team is probably the 3 that you would absolutely need.
Yeah, they're the 3 that are the most important. Obviously, the 60 HP from Finka, I don't think she was able to get all of those charges out, but the utility that they've got are what you need to open this site up.
No verticality on in kitchen just yet, but they've got a C4 primed and prepped to bring that along as soon as they start hearing that hatch going forward.
There it is.
Storm to find Mustard now giving body bounce over to the defenders. Diablo, 40 seconds left to hold. And this is looking grim for the attackers.
They didn't. I mean, the thing about it was they didn't take down the Hibana or the Thatcher, so this hatch potentially going to be opened up. No.
Look at that sight.
Thatcher's got none left. There's no impacts, though, so we are going to see it open, and it's all going to be up to Hibana. They've got the Kiba barrier up to guard for that angle. I love that Kiba barrier. Great positioning there. Heard the hatch drop and set up in church, ready for the drop-in moto. Nice play there from Big Tox, hiding behind the chassis to finish this one off.
Yep. So now that's a pretty desperate situation here for if you're 1 HP as we find ourselves on a match point scenario. Got to do a bit of a tech pause, folks. So sit back, relax, fill your drink up to the tippy top, because when we come back, it's going to be the stunning conclusion of Clubhouse. Ayo.
Let's go.
What's up and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. Tech pause done. Goodbye, sayonara, see you later. And here's the situation. If you're just joining us, this is a best of one, and Diablo has shown up for it. Whiskey talked about them having that lower bracket buff, that underdog run, and it seems like it's going to be no difference here as the aggressive 1 HP really caught on the back foot here. Now, we are going to see some a little bit of a switch up on this attacking side of it. One of the things we talked about was Monty and why he's banned out so often on Clubhouse. He's a really great operator to bring to try and push that catwalk, especially if a zombie is in play. Because, you know, it's difficult to get anything up past the catwalk. You can put Cade to put your claws onto the garage, so it's more difficult to breach in. You've got the Wamai or the Jaeger to help support no projectiles grenading terror out up there. So what did they do? They brought the Monty to help push the stairs. They brought the Capital with the fire to flush them out, and they brought the Maverick, which is going to be able to breach through this Cade claw no matter what.
That's right. So we see this Cade Claw placed to cover the 2 lower breachable walls there. Thatcher coming out the Monty coming out to open that up. So now they've got the option there for Capitao to get that firebolt up and really put pressure here on the player in rafters. And interestingly, a lot of times we see Legion playing up there for the goo mines, because they absolutely slow Monty down just as much.
Yep, absolutely. Devious, the first to be ripped off the board, so we've got just under 2 minutes left, and the walking drone starting to get active. Zombie feeling the pressure of him coming from below. She's got that Kiba barrier where he will have to unextend his shield to come up unless they're able to potentially 1-6 it or blow that thing.
I love these head holes that Castle was playing on here too, playing in lounge, or that Wamai was playing on down there in Swamp and in Lounge, putting a lot of pressure on Monty, but they're going to give up that real estate because it is all down to Safety and Stormed.
Yeah, really tough position to find yourself in, as there is still fires and smoke on the board. Monty starting to push up. To see Ash. Oh no, Ash is not going to be able to open up that wall for Monty to get down, so it's going to have to be a through the window, and oh my lord, missed opportunity for Storm.
There it is.
Capitalize on it. Monty gets in and starts to get the plant going down. Going to be Safety on the run out, not able to find it, and now you're in a precarious situation because it's a post-plant scenario, and Monty is full shielded and in sight. You got to
Oh, they dealt with the... Oh no.
Yeah,
Wow.
just a really tough situation for safety as he is caught in the middle of a crossfire and a Monty, a real rock in a hard spot. And that's going to be 1 HP. Catching their next one as they slowly start to bring the scoreline back into a manageable position.
Potentially, they've got the option right here. We saw the Diablo team pull up that scoreboard 3 in a row to start. 1 HP grabbed the next 2. Diablo grabbing 3 in a row again, and then 1 HP finally winning 1 on attack. But they're on match point. 1 HP has still got to be perfect for 3 rounds in a row to keep the dream alive at this point.
Yep, and then we're going to head back and get our workout on in the gym bedroom arena, which I'm here for. I love gym bedroom. I love the full extension. I love the castle bandit Mira setup. Now here's the question: How does 1 HP bring something a little bit different to the table to get this next win in, right? Because I believe they won gym bedroom once already, correct?
Yeah, yep, they did.
Push is not exactly going to work.
Now it was close. It was close. They got the plant down. Right, I'm pretty sure that was the round that they got the plant down, so it's a possibility that they could pull it off. Boy, I love the castle setup and a little bit of the extension here into cash too.
Yeah, and into the round, still getting themselves extended over into cash and potentially into CCTV. On the attacking side of it, however, got some fun ways to deal with those castle barricades, both Flores and Sledge on the board. Grim to suss everybody out with those bees, and with his recent rework, right now that he doesn't have to put himself in danger to use that gadget, we've seen his pick rate just absolutely skyrocket.
Yeah, we really have. That's been a no.
Unfortunate.
Did it hit the electricity?
It did.
Oh.
Yep,
well played,
chance
Bandit.
to take out all 3 of those, and now Bandit's ready for it. He says no. Uh-oh. Whoa.
I don't know if that was intentional. It seemed like more bullets than were possible in that clip, but yep, that was unfortunate to miss that first Flores because it caught them off guard, and then Bandit, like you said, was ready for it on the next one.
Yeah, had a potential to take out all 3 of those on the missed drone by the Rotero drone. And here you hear it. Those are the bees starting to be sent into Logi to suss out where the heck they're sitting at. Storm active on this window. He's got the cross being set up by 2 different players, and the siege timing going to allow him to live still. Whoop. Rough.
The jump in. No, how did they miss drone? They had to have known that one of the players was sitting in here on paint cans, but no, he's going to grab a double right there before finally being able to get taken out. Or only got 1. I thought they downed Ace out there.
They did, but they have the Finka, so he gets that Finka boost and set back up as we equalize that body count, now sitting at a 4-4. It's 54 seconds left on the board, and this is feeling pretty good for the defense. You see they're all lined up and stacked, except for Devious going to get ripped off the board, and that's body bounce now tipped heavily in favor of 1 HP. 40 seconds, Whiskey.
All down. All down to 1 HP. They're going to take that one. He thought if there was one person he wanted to have alive there at the end, it was Safety because of the way he had been playing this game up to this point. But certainly better on attack. Seems much more comfortable on that Finka pick than on the Mira at this point. But also, I think with we've seen the game of Siege recently being more attacker focused. The exception was last night our game on Clubhouse where we had 2 of the hard breachers taken off the board, really made that defensive sided. But the other 2 games we covered earlier in the night were heavily attacker sided.
Yeah, yep, you're right, absolutely. And we're seeing it play out here once again. It said 1 HP had to be perfect for 4, and they've now found 2. And if you're Diablo, as you go back down to the church arsenal setup, I mean, you got to be thinking, how now are we going to stop them? Right? We've played some of our best sides. They've overcome it 2 times. We've been on this match point scenario, and the aggression of the attack team has just proved to be superior so far. I guess on the round rotate, we head back down to church.
Like you
That's a good
said,
call.
now they've got the option to adapt to this play style. They've seen how 1 HP is going to attack. Diablo does not have a timeout, though. They took their timeout already earlier in the round before their very first defensive round. So this is it. The only options at this point are tech pauses, or if 1 HP is going to take a timeout. And with a little bit of momentum on their side, I don't see that happening.
On the attacking side of it, it's going to be a pretty standard setup outside of the Capitao being brought out. Now, we see him utilized a lot in the Church Arsenal setup, right? Great to flush out the mirrors from those pivotal spots when you're dropping hatch. We saw the grenades trying to be used on the last run to flush that. Well, you know what? The Capitao's fire is going to be a bit more of that staying power. And keep them out of that mirror location. With a grenade, you can cha-cha out of the way and come back and put yourself back on the mirror to take the fight. With the fire, that is not something that you're going to be able to do as effectively.
Absolutely. A great point there, and it's one of the reasons why I think even though the nade meta is changing, you're going to see the defenders, be able to try and avoid the nades there without the ability to cook them anymore. So I think it's not going to change as much as some of the players are thinking it's going to. They're still going to bring a lot of utility.
Doing some Cade tricking.
Well, and the Cade Claw is in the location. If you were going to impact trick, that's the spot to do it. So they're not going to be able to try and do both here because both are in the same place. Potentially going to try and Cade trick it first, and then if necessary, switch it up.
Look at that, able to pull down that cloth just in time. Now, is he going to be able to open or keep it closed is the question.
Oh.
Yes, he is. What a Cade trick onto that kitchen hatch, but it is Hibana. She's got plenty of pellets where that came from, so plenty of opportunities. Sledge going to start opening up this floor, right? No Buck on the board to help support that, no Ram either. He gets a couple of those shots, and then Storm going to find it onto Mustard, and that is not good if you're this 1 HP attack team.
There's that nade, you're right! Oh, it takes Safety off the board. What a toss here from Sledge. Is he going to get a double?
Oh, man. Lots of damage, but not able to capitalize on a big tox as we sit 4 apiece on this match point scenario. 30 seconds winding down run, and this could be all she wrote for 1 HP unless they can get themselves inside of sight. Now, there we go. L85 to claim Terra's life. Put us into a 4v3. It's the...
What a shot!
The long distance. Oh, and there's that fire we were talking about being so devastating. Gets up and around, and the plant's starting to go down. It's in that spot, and they've got the hatch coverage.
What? What a pokey toss! What?
Wow, no kidding. Well, it's too little, it's too late. Diablo gonna walk away in this best of 1 with 3 still on the board. Yowza. What a great end round, and definitely was in line with how the rest of this match definitely went. GG's to Diablo.
Wow. Woo. All right. Well, Whiskey, what do you think about that one?
Well, I think that that was a really fun match to watch. It was absolutely a blast, right? Diablo came in and showed up right in the beginning, and then we started to see the comeback from 1 HP, which is that, it was like the underdogs became the big boys, and 1 HP, how all of a sudden Caught on the Back Foot was considered the underdog, and they started to have a comeback story, and then it's that lower bracket buff. Diablo takes it. Let's go.
What a run they've had, really. After losing that round of 32 game and then fighting out in the lower bracket, they still keep the hopes alive. 1 HP made a valiant effort, especially there at the end, winning a couple rounds and getting close. And that round at the end could have gone either way. It was so close, but the impact nade and the just closing up right on the planter at the last second. Great play from the defense there. Congratulations, though. 1 HP, nice run, but big congratulations go out to the Diablo team as they continue their run, taking down that first lower bracket quarterfinal.
Let's go. All
Hmm.
right, folks. So we're going to do a little bit of a switch up. If you were with us last week for our coverage of E2, of Element 2, on the last day, we got to do a cast for one of them, and then we brought it a little bit of a switch up and did a community cast or a community hangout for the last couple of matches. And that's going to be what we bring to play now. So if you're in the Discord and you want to hang out and watch some Siege with us, we're going to move ourselves down into that streaming channel, and we're going to go follow our friends over at Xenon for the last few matches of the day. We're going to be listening to the goated casters, and we're going to be giving our take a little bit more fun, right? It'll take us out of that casting role and put us into that content role where we can all kind of hang out together. So it should be a really good time. Break out the beverages, baby, because we're getting the popcorn ready. Sit back, relax, feed, drink to the tippy top. When we come back, gonna have some more Siege for you. Heyo.
Let's go.
You can be my tag along.
All right, folks, what's up and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. We're going to do a little bit of a switch up. We talked about it earlier. A little bit of that community content as we're going to follow along with Xenon as they traverse on in the E2 Open qualifiers, the last day. I'm still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter. My partner and co-host is still Mr. Whiskey Run. Say hello, Whiskey.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Element 2 Open Qualifier 2. We saw our lower bracket semifinal game where Diablo took down 1 HP in a best of one. The final game for 1 HP. Sad to see him go, but somebody has to move on. And Diablo continuing that lower bracket just domination. They've got their work cut out for them, though, because the other semifinal game, and I know there was some questions about this in the chat while we were getting set up there, or as we were finishing up that last game. So we said we'll talk about the course. We'll talk about some of those games. We've got the game that we've got set up was the other semifinal was Chunner versus Hound, and Hound is for sure a name that you know. Chunner Esports is a collection of a few other great players, and one of the big streamers in the community. Senbal was there playing on that Chunner squad, and I think a bit of a surprise to, I mean, certainly the Hound fans, but Chunner won that game. And the next game on the list here is Diablo versus Chunner Esports for the lower bracket finals. And that's going to go on, and they're going to play whoever loses the upper bracket finals game, which is also going on right now. So we could pull up the course, a little bit later. But I just wanted to, give that brief overview. And we're just a few minutes away, 6 according to the Xenon cast here, of seeing that game play out. What do you think, Whiskey?
Well, I think that we still got a fun evening of Siege ahead of us, and a little bit different of a scenario here is we're going to hang out with you guys. We are in the Discord, our Discord. We're in the streaming section, so if you want to come in, hang out, we'll throw that Discord link up in the chat here. And yeah, come in, hang out, have a drink. Let's talk Siege. Give us your hot takes. Let's talk about how they're doing, and get to witness the casting coats of the Xenon League. I'm here for it. But for me personally, I do have to step away for just a few as real life demands my attention. So I'll leave you in the capable hands of the capable and delicate hands of Mr.
So when you say you're here for it,
Mhm.
that was only partially here for it, like the literal here for it.
No,
You're
I'm here for it. I can hear it. That's
oh
what I meant. Yeah.
all right, that makes a lot more sense now that you say it that way, for sure.
Yep. So I'll be back in just a few as I get the kiddos situated and some dinner going. And then yeah, I'll be back for some Siege. Should I snap myself out?
Let's
3,
do it.
2, 1, bye. Oh. Be back, folks.
Yeah, so we're gonna see the Xenon cast coming up here shortly, and like we said, just taking a look at that course. The upper bracket final is still going on. That game is still being played right now. It was a best of 3. That's Packstar's Disciples versus the Pokey Gang. A couple friends of the Siege Double Shot playing on that Pokey Gang squad. That being Exige, and Deadly. So good luck to those guys as they take on the Packstar's Disciples. But in the lower bracket game, we've got one more on the lower bracket final here. I think we may even have the map ban. Wanted to see. Yep, looks like it's already done. And they're going to be going to Chalet as that map. So just a couple minutes away. Observers, I'm sure, getting that game up and ready. But yeah, the Diablo versus Chunner Esports. And then, like we said, the next game after that, the winner of that game is going to play the loser of the Packstar Disciples versus Pokey Gang game. So that's what we got on tap. It was great to be a part of the Element 2 so far. seeing 64 teams between 2 weekends, it has been a tremendous amount of Siege for us and for the Siege double shot in general. Um, I'm surprised that we were able to just, how much Siege we actually were able to cast here with y'all. Pretty fun so far. And I know we did this the last time, was we set up quite a few different uh, points betting and having some fun with betting some channel points on those games. So for sure, we're planning on doing that again, and not just the game, but some mid round fun. So that's definitely the plan here as well. And here we actually have to. Gonna finish up the previous one, and definitely a lot of lost points there. And we've also got some other Siege coming up as well for you later this week. Tonight, in fact, the start of the Skyline Gaming Community Tournament Weekly Series is started, and that's going to be continuing through today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again the grand final on Thursday. And we're hoping to be there for the grand final there for that game. So we still got a couple minutes left. Going to take a quick break to need a refill, and going to be right back here in just a couple minutes to catch the Xenon game as they show us here the Diablo versus Chenner Esports. So see you all in a few, and let's see. There it is. Ayo, let's go.
You can be my tag along. Keep me up all
All right, welcome back. And I said we, still me on my own for just a few here, but I wanted to turn. Xenon came back, so now we're getting to see the two teams here. Diablo, the team that we just saw, Terror, Safe, Devious, Big Tox, and Storm, taking on the Chunner Esports of Senbel, Morocco, TPA, Tragic, and Whitlock. I'm going to see if we can get some audio going from here. And
yeah, like we were talking about,
there you go.
Having a very good performance, a very back and forth performance against Hound. That was another one of the teams that
And
you might say
when I think a friend of the channel here, Swan getting to cast. So congrats again to him for being able to take that down. And here is the map veto. I don't remember if we've already talked about it, but Chalet is the map. Super excited to see it. My favorite map. And now it sounds like Chunner was playing on this one previously, so that seems like a bit of a disadvantage there to the Diablo team. But the lower bracket demons, lower bracket devils, as it were. That's a good question. I don't know if they did or not. Also, cheers, everyone. Appreciate y'all joining us, catching that early map, getting to see Diablo win. That was a great game on Clubhouse, and sticking with us here as we roll through the rest with this Xenon coverage here of this game.
Hello, my friends.
What's that? I thought I heard somebody join me.
That would have been me.
What's happening?
Oh, I'm just hanging around. What's going on with you fellas?
We are casting here in Element 2, co-streaming with the Xenon League, getting to watch this lower bracket final.
Yeah, how's it going?
So far so good. Live on Twitch, so I could say hi to chat. Best of one. I'm not surprised that for this lower bracket game that it's a best of one. I thought we were going to be at a best of three, but Super's carrying the upper bracket game, so that's Packstar's Disciples versus the Pokey Gang. That's on Super's channels here, and so the last lower bracket game here on Xenon. With only 2 games running, we're gonna co-stream. Diablo banned out Monty on ours and Fenrir, so they're taking the same approach here as they go for the Chalet attack.
Should I buy tons of it? Favorite. $60. So I have this small one and I've got a big jar, but I want my one. I don't know. It's one of the
Somebody in chat's gonna have to tell me if you can hear the Xenon game okay. I can hear it clearly on mine, but I want to make sure that I've got the OBS settings to the point where you guys can hear it clearly as well. Seems a little quiet, but definitely help me out. Let me know if you can hear it clearly if I need to turn it up.
not even the big one. Another one that's like this big. Yeah, it wasn't. No, yeah, my roommate had that big ass one. He was like a little one, and I was like, okay, I have the medium one. I have a medium and a small, and I had that one since like. Do you use it every day? I would use it.
But you know what's great? The entire last map, or not the entirety of it, but for a good amount of the rounds, what we were talking about is the strange fact that none of the none of the members of China, none of the members of Hound brought Flores at all. And now we see him picked onto in the first round of this map, a good adaptation and an incredibly strong operator. We saw Zombie play Legend in this map, so having a hard counter to that, having a hard counter to the shield that we see coming out of Whitlock as well, if it doesn't get caught by those mix jammers that we see Tragic bring, I think
Jakey, what are you watching?
ton of impact on this game.
It.
Oh,
You listening to me or Jakey?
I'm hearing Jakey.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
Ron.
What's happening? We're live on Twitch
I
for
see
the
that.
the
I see
E2.
that.
Glitter is out for a minute, so I'm glad
I
I'm
also
glad you
see
joined
that.
me. Yeah, I'm watching this game go down. One of my favorite maps, but is
Let
the
me pull you
scrim
up on
over?
my the scrim. We didn't have a scrim today,
Oh, I
did
thought.
we?
Oh no,
Hold on. Let me look at the schedule.
it was the other team, I think.
I think Blue has.
Yeah.
Oh no, we do have a scrim at 8.
Oh,
Today's
okay.
Monday, right?
Today
Yeah,
is
we have
Monday.
a scrim at 8. Oh, so yeah, we get a scrim in 25 minutes.
Okay, so you only get to join me for a few. Oh, baby, until Glitter gets back.
You know, keep you company.
We had a good game on Clubhouse to start. That one was pretty fun. And this one of the teams that's playing Diablo, these guys like lost their second game of the tournament, but then have won like 4 in a row in the lower bracket. They're like they're crushing it in the lower bracket here.
Oh, good.
And getting to hear Swan casting here on Xenon.
No, we were gaming with Swan last night. He's been coming back to. He's been hanging out in my stream quite a bit lately, and that was just kind of a mind fuck, because I didn't know who the fuck he was at first. And Glitter, of course, is like, oh yeah, like Swan, holy shit, like, and I'm just like, okay, should I know who this guy is?
Yep. Oh wait, can't hear it. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit.
But yeah, so that's been fun. And he's good at Siege.
Yeah, he is. He's certainly better than I am. I'm still a more of a caster than a player. That is for sure. I like talking about it more than my skill level says. Can you hear? Oh, all right. I only turned it up now, so it's gonna be 3 minutes until until it comes back, or at least gets louder. Wait, there it is. Let's see.
Good job to try to fight back into it, but gosh, that was just a gorgeous clear. They choose to go opposite side. They choose the exact perfect operators to enable that opposite side. Get the entry pick, and even when it's traded out, they're still able to just steamroll through vertical pressure, steamroll onto site, and the decision making to go for that, like you were saying. Oh well, things look still not all that great for them with that Mira up. It's almost like they heard you, because as soon as you said that, they rotated a Selma on towards that single reinforcement, cleared out that space, and able to get up. And even when they were traded, things.
Safety had a crazy good game on Clubhouse as well. On the attack side, playing Finca went absolutely crazy. He had 12 kills just in the first 6 rounds, and only I think he only had 2 deaths, and he finished at like 16 and 8. But it was he absolutely crushed it. Had a huge first game on, especially on attack. He's the guy. He was definitely the carry on that team, but they all were pretty good. They were playing really well together. They seemed like they had their stuff together really well on both attack and defense. Our game was, I think, 7-4. Yep, there it is. Just rolled across the bottom of the screen. I love the ticker because then it was able to fact check me.
There's actually a ton of really interesting reverse vertical angles that we see Stormed open up. He's just opening them up for pressure, and somebody else is going to end up playing them. But either way, opening that up and making sure that the members of Chunner are uncomfortable on site is going to be important. But the opening pick ends up going towards Morocco. Safety off the board, 2 grenades, and like I was talking about the last time that Finka got first picked.
I need to pull you up on my actual browser. I've got you all up on my tablet, and I'm like trying to pay attention, but I can't see shit.
Yeah, you lose a little bit of screen real estate, making sure you got the logos and things in place. Lose some real estate.
You still have time. It's 60 seconds. Now, once again, it's like Caster Curse. I don't know if I spoke it into existence, but starting to open that main breach.
The Caster Curse is real, Swan. Absolutely. 100%.
Walk up behind Tragic, who doesn't hear him at all. Sen picks up 1, though, making it all for naught.
Last night I was just like, oh, you know, this game